I'm ready. It's Sunday night. That means it's time for another episode of At Week's End, the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics, pop culture, the fandom in general, and it's another solid week. Two major television shows rocking in the same week with Alien Earth and Peacemaker, and there was a stack of fantastic stories that have come out, some other little tidbits along the way, and we'll be talking about all of that right after this. What is going on, Paul? How are you tonight?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Which I was telling you before this. Dude, it's happy holiday weekend to everybody. I hope you're all getting some time off from work.
In the immortal words of Frosty the Snowman, happy birthday.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. It's less than 4 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. Yeah, but I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. If you're off from work, I hope you're able to spend it with family, friends, loved ones, or just getting some nice, relaxing downtime and got to catch up on the week. Like I said, Alien Earth, was it episode 4 that released? Peacemaker season 2, episode 2 is out. I'm excited to talk both of those and look at a couple things and go over. I got a pretty decent, a hefty stack of comics. It was a pretty big release week. Pretty big release weekend. Is this a Guess That Key week?
It is not. Next week, we will have a huge final Summer of Superman giveaway that will include a slab. No, pretty much, for the most part. It's the last one that we'll have within the confines of summer. And so we'll have a slab to give away. We'll have a BTC exclusive and some other things as well. So we're going out with
a foil logo?
I am giving away a green one.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Those foil logos are hot commodities. There's been numerous times I've looked at my complete set of BTC foil logos and thought, man, if I sell these off, I can make a killing. But then I look at them and I'm like, I'm not selling these.
I'm giving away, you'll have a green Superman Unlimited #2 logo, foil logo, and I'm giving away I believe it's Superman #4 BTC Bizarro foil logo.
Yeah, that's the purple one.
9.8.
Oh, slab. Dang. Dude, that's a massive giveaway. After the last one you did with the full set, the full set of the Superman, what they call it, like the movie covers.
Movie, yep.
Yeah, and I think Burke won it if I'm not mistaken. Like that's a massive one. Like I like how you collect them all along the way, so you can get a really good, massive giveaway. Even like you just did the George Perez set.
Right.
Previously, you did the entire Crisis on Infinite Earth foil cover set. I'd be interested to see if you just went to eBay right now and tried to buy that 12-issue foil set. I bet it wouldn't be cheap because those are like $5-6 books a piece on the day they come out.
Right.
And then to collect them all, like if you wanted to collect all 12 of those and you went the secondary market route, because I'm sure they're not just sitting in shops anymore, you have to pay shipping on every order that you're not able to group together. So you're potentially paying shipping on, I'd say, at least 5 to 8 of them,
Mm-hmm.
But to find a set all put together like that someone already did the work, that's a massive giveaway.
And even more importantly, we will have the mind behind Eric will be on. John Medici will be with us as well. And TM Nerdy will be. Those are our guests.
Oh, nice. Sir Timothy Nerdy's coming back.
Yep.
I wonder where Eric's sitting at right now.
It was 8,200.
8,200. Yeah, 8,263. Still want to see this thing hit 10K. Like that's, I really want to see this hit 10K fast. But tracking this little thing, Eric is sitting at $8,273. It's doing pretty good. Still has 47 days ago, 74 backers. That's a lot of backers.
Yeah.
That's more than a couple. A lot of these Kickstarter campaigns will get a couple of backers that just back pretty heavily, but that's a lot of backers. There's 74 different people.
123% of its goal right now.
That's amazing. 74 different people will be getting this book in hand.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see people's reaction to it and stuff. But dude, that's really, really impressive. Yeah, I'm ready for it to hit that 10K because like we said previously, we need bookmarks.
Got to have bookmarks.
Got to have bookmarks. Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's say to some of the people in the chat. Got a lot of people watching. I appreciate y'all being here. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're right here. So while you're right here, be sure to go and hit that thumbs up. Share the stream out. We're gonna be having some fun talking some Peacemaker here. I'm excited to do it. I'm wearing my shirt. Last week was Rick Flag. This week is Peacemaker. What's up, Pop Pops? Pops came and saw the Fox today. Pop and Fox. Pop and Fox. The Fox is cool, man. What is going on, Ruby G? Whoa, good to see you in here, homie. What is up? Evil's Comics. What is going on, Mike? Hey, Mark. Hey, Paul. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Hey, you dropped 10 Legion memberships. Big shout out to Mike. I appreciate that. You get a glorious Snyderverse clip. It's glorious. Dude, as more time goes, the more and more I just love those films. I'm a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get old. Let's see who caught some of the memberships. How to open it on my phone. Ben Compton, Comics Embraced, Loader's Empire, The Mad Respect, Comic Cone, Ready for Wednesday, Three Good Nerds, Jeffrey Miller, Beckerman, 34 E's. So yeah, big shout out to y'all. If any of y'all want a new members welcome pack, completely free, happy to ship it to you. You just have to hit me up on Instagram and let me know where you'd like it sent. I'll get it right out to you. Big shout out and thank you to Evil Mike. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm working on a set of Action Comics. I started in 1930. There you go. What is going on, Kenny B? Good to see you in here. All righty, tidy. What do you want to start with, Paul? Oh, real quick, before we dive into stuff, I just want to throw this out there real quick. Because this is something that Paul shared with me.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. So there's been a fairly vocal cry out for Tron Legacy, specifically Tron Legacy, to get a 4K edition. And a lot of people that collect physical media and care about the 4K editions were crying out for steelbooks. And a lot of people speculated properly that maybe we'll get them as we get closer to Tron Ares. And Disney didn't disappoint. Like, this is awesome. I think it's always important to give credit and pass out flowers where they're due. Disney is a company that's been committed to doing away with physical media. Like, I remember when you first told me that, Paul. Like, what was their rationale behind that?
Well, they don't do it in Australia anymore. So they don't do physical media in Australia anymore. But it just seemed like as though everyone was streaming everything, and so it also theoretically it could drive people to Disney Plus if it's streaming. So if that's what they're trying to build up, but. The quick, I mean, I'm sure you'll mention it, but this is a quick turnaround. It's coming out 2 weeks from Tuesday, and from what I could see, they still weren't actually available to order yet. And if you know anything about Disney, they like to oversell them and then cancel some. So if you see it, grab it.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I wanted to see where it was going to be pre-sold at, because I mean, ultimately you can order it from Walmart or Target, but those are the two places that you're most likely to get a canceled order if somewhere's going to cancel order. I've been loving these more direct sites like Groove and stuff like that. But
Groove doesn't do Disney, I don't think. All right.
Groove doesn't do Disney. No, they're owned by Universal.
Right.
So I'm not sure who does Disney anymore, because Disney doesn't like to do Disney. But I think this is a good sign, because every now and then movies would release, like the Marvels. Like, it was hard pressed to find that released on physical media. I think Guardians of Volume 3. I've never even seen one of those in the wild. They were really doing this whole push to try to make it where to watch it, you have to go on our platform.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've hit a point where they are figuring out that only a Sith deals in absolutes, and Disney was dealing in absolutes. They said you don't get no physical media, come watch it on the platform. And then they realized we're losing a ton of money. It's not driving the subscribers like we need it to justify this decision. So they got to go back and do something. I think one thing, like, if we could really be a fly on the wall, I bet Deadpool and Wolverine has a lot to do with them making some physical media decisions, because that sold gangbusters.
And steelbooks, because everyone was buying the steelbooks. People were buying two steelbooks.
They did 3 separate ones. They did the companion one, the Wolverine Deadpool companion one, where they just kind of flip-flopped where they were on the cover to make a prominent Wolverine one or prominent Deadpool. But they also had the other one that was like a pop-up or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was just one with both of them on the cover, and it was a black case. But this is awesome. I love that the cases match. You have both of the circles with the characters big in the circle, then the light cycle on there, and even the flipping insides of them are absolutely gorgeous. The back case with the recognizer on Legacy, and then Flynn holding up the identity disc, leaving the grid on the first one. You have the light cycle scenes on the inside. Now, if you look, you have the OG light cycle scenes with the blue and yellow kind of just chasing, but the one with Sam, he's on the blue bike, and the yellow one with clues coming up over his shoulder. It's the same thing, just all those years later.
Mm-hmm.
All those years later.
This was D23 weekend, and that's what they announced this yesterday, D23. They also announced, I know Pop mentioned about re-release some of their classics on 4K. They didn't say anything about that, but they did announce that they're going to release The Emperor's New Groove the end of the year for its 20th anniversary, I think, in a steelbook.
Mm. What's going on, Becker?
Hey,
buddy. What is up? The Adventurous one, the second Mortal Kombat movie that was set to come out in October, will now be coming out in May 2026. Yeah, it's going to be kicking off the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Why hasn't Thunderbolts been released yet? Thunderbolts is out there. I've seen Thunderbolts at the stores. I haven't been able to find a steelbook yet, which I kind of want one of those. I enjoyed that movie, but it's on Disney Plus as of Friday, right? Like that one's now streaming too if you have the Disney Plus. But I'm super stoked for those Tron sets. I absolutely love Tron Legacy. I think that movie is a freaking masterpiece.
Says you can order Thunderbolts steelbook on Amazon right now for $44.99.
Gross. I give them $20.
Yep.
I wonder if that'd be the best bet. I don't know what Amazon's track record with canceling orders. I don't know. Where's Joe? Joe, you're here. Joe's in the chat. You know how on D Plus how Walmart and Target they'll oversell their pre-sales and then they have to cancel orders. Have you had that happen at Amazon before? Do you know? People are already pre-selling these steelbooks on eBay. Yeah, I'm not seeing it up anywhere. Get back to us on that one, Joe.
And I was reading, and I told you this yesterday too, is that supposedly Best Buy is going to get back into doing physical media, but not in their stores. You won't find it in the stores, but on their website and on their app and everything. Supposedly, you'll be able to find more of a selection than you have been in the past. So
just like Target does, they pulled it from all their stores, which is crazy, bro. With the same place that you go to look for their movies, there's just records.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're telling me, that's crazy. Like movies can't hold any shelf space, but records can.
Right.
Like you tell me, people are coming here buying any records other than just Taylor Swift ones, and that's crazy. That's unfortunate. But let's get into it, man. Let's start. We'll do it in order of the week. Alien Earth episode 4 dropped this week, and it was another interesting episode. We had a good bit go on in this one. We're done with the wreckage. The team of hybrids went out with their synthetic babysitter, I guess. They got all the specimens. They brought them back to the island where the corporation Prodigy operates out of. They've got the specimens set up. They started doing some testing and experimenting on them. They realized that humans cannot be in the room with these eggs, that they react to it, but the synthetic people can. And in the process, we found out that our main girl, Wendy, now that she's reactivated and repaired, she actually can hear the high frequency communicating of the aliens. So this episode, they're doing a lot of kind of testing and experimenting with her on that, trying to see what they can do experiment wise. Also, her brother Joe is back on his feet, and he's coming to terms with his sister being alive in some form or fashion. We're kind of diving into what it is with her even being alive, if that is the case or not, which is an interesting thing we can unpack. But ultimately, they get into what does his future look like with his sister. And we also get a curveball with Timothy Oliphant's
Mhm.
synthetic in this, that there might be more to him than they have let on so far, which kind of is on brand for this series. But what do you think of this episode overall?
It should have been called the Xenomorph Whisperer.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what she's, there's a scene where in the last episode they had the lung, right? And one of the xenomorphs goes into the lung to
gestate.
To gestate and hatch, and excuse me, it hatches in this episode, and it comes face to face with Wendy, Joe's sister, and she starts talking in its language, and then it starts talking, and it's kind of like an Old Yeller type thing where suddenly
Yeah, it definitely hit a lot of people. Really, there's a lot of mixed reactions from that whole
Yeah.
scene that I saw online. I think it's like, I don't know how everyone else took it. I don't think for 1 second she was speaking like fluent xenomorph to this alien. It's kind of like when you're, you like if you got pet birds and you go chirping at the birds, you don't know what the bird's saying. The bird don't know what you're saying. It's a familiar noise kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah, but very, very interesting. For me, I think the most interesting part of this episode, well, one of them, the boy cavalier, the rich genius kid whose motivations change episode to episode. His handler, his do boy, his right hand man is talking to Joe about staying at the facility. Joe naturally, his first instinct is to take his sister and go home, and he points out, well, your sister is physical property of this corporation, like that whole body, your sister was terminally ill, and that body can't go anywhere. We're sorry. But if you want to leave, you're more than welcome to leave. And the medical treatment that you got, the new lung you got, we can just bill you for that. Or you can stay here and, we can just consider a work it off program kind of thing. You can stay with your sister. We can try to figure it all out. And he asked him, he's like, so that is my sister. And his response was interesting. He's like, well, we don't know, to be honest with you. He's like, we don't know if that's just that's a human in an android body, if that's just an android with AI that believes it's human. We honestly have no clue. And I thought that was super interesting, because in the alien universe, we don't have hybrids until now. And this is early on. And I was thinking about like current AI today, the way that AI works these days. You can take a collection of your emails, of your text messages, and all these transcripts you have that you've written, and you can upload them into AI and ask it to make a model of yourself, and it can replicate you based off of your own writings and words. And it made me think of that and of Swamp Thing. People don't think about it a lot, but Swamp Thing is not Alec Holland. Swamp Thing is simply the avatar of the green that Alec Holland's consciousness is like mimicking it.
Right. Originally, it was Alec Holland who became a Swamp Thing, and then Alan Moore flipped it.
Yeah,
and said it's actually this avatar who thinks it's a thinks it was a human.
Yes, and that's what I thought about with Wendy. I'm like, what if the thing just like the program is just mimicking her? It's not like they actually moved her consciousness. It's just good AI.
It raises a lot of moral and ethical questions, and what does it mean to be sentient, to have a consciousness, to be human, all of those type of things that other shows have done as well. I can think about Star Trek The Next Generation. They did a whole thing about Data. Was Data just the property of someone, or did he actually did he have a consciousness and he was sentient, and you couldn't necessarily just
did they ever give you an answer?
At the end of the episode, he was treated as though he was a living, breathing type of a thing. So he wasn't just property that you could turn on and off.
Yeah. Well, I like that they're getting into the existential questions, because, you can't really go backwards. That's like what the franchise is really, that's like what kind of separates it from other space sci-fi violence stuff. To get beyond just like the flashy violence, you got to have like a little brand to it. And that's like the brand recognition of Alien at this point, is to have these like meaning of life, like trying to find where we come from, the purpose of it all, and dealing with androids and synthetics and AI. I think it kind of landed really, really well with that. That little bit of dialogue carried a lot of the water of this episode for me. And it wasn't a bad episode. And then we have the cyborg guy who worked for Wayland, who was on board the ship that crashed, who's the last survivor of that ship, who just wants his specimens back. He left on that journey 65 years ago. When it gets back, like there's no one left. So his sole purpose, like I said, he's Zod at this point. He has one purpose, and that's to get these specimens. And he's hijacked the little frequency to one of the kids on the island, and he's able to talk directly to him. And he goes and finds the kid's parent, and he blackmails the kid. There's a lot of blackmail happening in this episode, like 34 point out. A lot of blackmail. Sitting in the room with the kid's mom, saying, I want you to do something for me. He pretty much tasks the kid with picking a human, taking them in there to where the eggs are, and allowing a face hugger to get on him, and then getting that person out so he can get the specimen out of that person. This whole conversation's being had, and Timothy Oliphant's listening to it, not telling on him, not stopping him, just listening. And it made me think, this episode revealed to us that there are these 5 mega corporations, compete though they might, they have this collective where they work together to keep the world functioning. They might have competitive edges with certain things, but they are working together to run the world. They have, I guess, like CEO meetings that get together to make sure everything's still copacetic. And that makes me think, Timothy Oliphant, it's got to be a Wayland droid. He has to be a synth from Wayland. I mean, are we to assume that if Wayland designed the synthetics, patented them, that all the other companies make their own, or are they buying them from Wayland? And if he is ultimately a Wayland built machine, you got those hidden directives that the synthetics typically have in this series. Do androids dream of electric sleep? Now, I would like this to get a little Blade Runner-ish. Let's do it. Yeah, Las Crucius got it. Philip K. Dick. Yeah. What is going on, Brother John? But yeah, I think that he can ultimately be a Wayland plant. Why? What's stupid about it? Historically, what month do movies perform better, in October or May? What's stupid about it? I don't know if it is or isn't. I'm just curious which month is more successful for box office. Kind of like the real world where 5 companies own everything. Yeah, exactly. Boom, I made it. Hello, everyone. What is going on? But yeah, I think they have a fox in the hen house with Timothy Oliphant.
The Oliphant, yeah.
You know, ultimately, I don't want to see anyone make it out of this alive. It's an Alien installment. You want to see everyone croak. You know, the corporation is like Amanda Waller, manages to squeak out somehow in the end.
No, I think the only 2 that are going to make it out are going to be Joe and Wendy.
Yeah, that's very optimistic of you.
And they're going to walk through, and they're going to see the Statue of Liberty, and they're going to realize that it was the entire time they were on Earth.
That makes a little bit of sense. I honestly think Timothy Oliphant might be the only one to make it out of this alive, where he walks the specimens in the front door of the Wayland-Yutani Corporation, and he might have Wendy with him. That's revealed to just be pure AI.
And the only other reason is, I don't know. I mean, if there's a season 2, more people will make it out of the season than I think than we think they will.
What are the viewerships like on it? It's got to be pretty high. This thing had some amazing marketing. Oh yeah, I'm with T.
Yeah, exactly.
Creepy Kid Genius.
Exactly. He's like every lawyer in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, stay out of the bathroom. It's the death trap. Now, I guess that he'll die at the end of the penultimate episode or the beginning of the finale, because you're gonna have a lot, like some room for the story to breathe to walk you out of it. You're gonna have to. I don't think there's gonna be some big flashy cut to black kind of thing. But the corporations are going to win in the end. I think the Prodigy Kid is going to get the eye alien. Oh, that would be cool. They spend a lot of time focusing on that new alien that crawls in your head and takes. Dude, when that sheep, when it first got in it, and it stood up, its first reaction was to stand on 2 feet, not 4. That was interesting. That was really cool. Yeah, I think I can see that happening. That'd be really cool if that thing gets in a person and other people have to fight it. And then there's the red-haired hybrid girl whose wiring's not really sparking off correctly. She tried to choke out Dame Sylvia. She's a little volatile. Wonder what's going to happen with her if they're just kind of setting up some of these, doing something with the characters so that when they ultimately get thrashed by a xenomorph in the woods, you might feel something. Can't wait for the Mando movie. I'll be there opening weekend. Yeah, I can wait. I really enjoyed the Mandalorian season 1 and 2. At this point, I'm on the. I'll watch, but you got to show me, then I'll be impressed. Movies perform better in the summer because more people are on vacation, kids are out of school, and box office attendance is higher, making it ideal for large blockbusters seeking maximum revenue. Boom, there we go. So, May's probably a good idea. And to that point, DC Studio also announced that one of the movies that is currently on the slate has been moved to later in May. Mm-hmm. So what I assume Warner Brothers is doing is they're strategically stacking their deck for next year to have another bomb year where they are the number one studio at the box office for 2 years in a row. Because right now they have dominated this year, and not talking just superhero stuff, just across all releases. They have had a tremendous year, best year they've had since before the lockdown. Yeah. Just in general, just like they're batting 1,000 right now.
Superman was number 8 this week, which is not bad.
That's crazy.
611 million worldwide.
It's doing pretty good.
Yep.
Doing pretty good. When's the Star Wars movie supposed to come out? This Mandalorian and Grogu. I wish they would rename it.
Next summer. And then they've started filming the new Sean Levy one, the Starfighter one.
Who I just saw where they announced some casting for that.
I believe you know one of the gentlemen who's in it. His name is Aaron Pierre.
That's it. Yo, Jon Stewart, baby.
Right.
Yeah. I forgot who it was they announced. Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is Mia Goth. Who played Lois in the Superman Returns? Rachel Adams?
No, in Superman Returns. Kate Bosworth.
And where did I get Rachel Adams from? Oh, she was
Rachel McAdams was from The Notebook, and Amy Adams was from the Snyderverse.
Amy Adams, that's who it is.
And if you take Rachel McAdams from Wedding Crashers and you mix her with Amy Adams from the Snyderverse, you get Amy McRachel Adams.
She's in the new Star Wars movie too.
And
which is 2027.
When is that? What is that about? When is it?
2027, because it's
when does it take place?
5 years after the end of the last movie.
And Rey's not in it, right?
Correct. There's nobody from the original.
Nobody from the sequels
that we know of.
Can we? Are we getting past the sequels?
We'll find out.
I wonder if there's a way for them to. And I know this might be hot topic for some people, but Star Wars is Skywalker. I know they're like, we got to get away from the Skywalker stuff. It's a big universe. We can do so many more things, but ultimately, Star Wars is the Skywalkers. Mm-hmm. It is. That's the brand. That's the franchise. I wonder if there's any way to salvage any of that. What they did with the terrible lineage. I mean, they killed the entire Skywalker lineage. It's literally dead after the sequels. Luke's dead. Leia's dead. Han's dead.
Yeah.
Kylo's dead. Like
Rey calls herself a Skywalker.
Yeah, but she's a Palpatine.
Yeah. Well, you'd call yourself a Skywalker too if you were a Palpatine.
I don't know. I
mean, you might get a better seat in a restaurant if you call yourself
unlimited power. Right. That's crazy, dude. Like I didn't really even think about it like that. They literally killed off the entire Skywalker bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The audacity of this company. That is nuts.
They could do a movie where like this long lost like cousin shows up and he's got like 3-inch glasses, that are like taped in the middle, and he's a long lost Skywalker, and we got a pocket protector. And
dude, I think next year the Wile E. Coyote movie is finally coming out. Coyote versus Acme. The new Cat in the Hat is coming out next year. That's Warner Brothers. That's gonna be big.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I was curious what was coming out with Warner Brothers. Wuthering Heights, The Bride, The Mummy, the new Mummy movie that's been in production since the end of last year. That'll be solid. Animal Friends, Mortal Kombat 2, Untitled DC Studio film, Supergirl. So there's two. So I'm guessing one of them's Clayface. So that means Clayface is the one that got moved up to May 29th, which we got a bunch of set photos of in the last 2 days here, from the Gotham police cars to some city state. We even saw the main actor covered in blood with his head in bandages. A new Evil Dead is coming out. Evil Dead Burn. No, Clayface is on there. So that's 3 DC Studio projects. Clayface, Mortal Kombat, an untitled DC Studio film May 29th. Interesting. I think that's some of that stuff's going to get moved around. Dune Part 3. Yeah, they got a pretty solid lineup so far. Whatever Flower Vale Street is, I haven't heard of that one. But yeah, I don't know. You know, the lesser known titles did really well for him this year.
Yeah.
Besides Supergirl, Dune, Messiah, Warner Brothers film slate 2026 isn't strong. Mummy's strong. Mm-hmm. Mummy's a bigger one. And I don't know, like when they announced all those ones that were like crushing it for him, like studio wise, I didn't care about most of them. That, you know, not some of them were just random dramas or some, like, I don't know. Rey is in the new Jedi Order. That movie's never coming out. That's not happening. Daisy Ridley, pretty good actress. People just love to be negative. She was kind of a crappy character. I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I'm just saying the character didn't resonate with people. I mean, that's the opinion of most. You know, that's not a hot take. Not a hot take. I don't know what it is about her. I think Poe was pretty. I think what it is they kind of screwed Finn over, right? Mm-hmm. Like the way that they started that trilogy, the way that they built it, it was like Finn was going to be like this upcoming guy who finds the Force.
Angled him over here, and then it was like, and then they kind of left.
Yeah, like dude squared up with Kylo Ren with like not a Ice Cube's chance in hell, and just to be like a throwaway character by the end of it, that was super lame. Like they elevated the wrong character. It should have been Finn. And coming from that crazy backstory of your family being like murdered, being conscripted into the stormtroopers and stuff, like what an arc he would have had. That would have been awesome. I think that was people's main thing. Daisy was just a dime store Luke Skywalker knockoff. It just there's nothing good about the character of Rey. You know, she literally in the desert, just like Luke was. She was scrapping and came across a droid with blueprints. It was lazy writing, and you can't like do lazy writing to that degree and expect people to be like, oh, that's amazing and new and I love it. It's just people see it. They see it on a large scale and they saw right through it. So I think that's why people were expecting so much more from Finn and the way that it was marketed. He was such a cool character. John Boyega is an amazing actor. Like that kid's awesome. Like Attack the Block, that UK film. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't, but I liked him. You know,
dude, it's awesome. Yeah, I like Pacific Rim Uprising that he was the star of. That was a good one. I think they just did him dirty. What is going on, Hero for Hire? Bird blindness is a real. It is. It affects so many people. Mm-hmm. Cousin Eddie Skywalker. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Alien Earth. I'd be interested to see what this Mandalorian and Grogu does, if they kind of just how much from the Disney Plus era. I think, you know, that whole like problem that Disney's having with the MCU, like the whole homework problem when someone goes to watch one of these movies, they're like, they don't understand what's happening. They don't care about the characters. It just seems like it's coming out of nowhere because they didn't watch 13 hours worth of stuff on Disney Plus or these 5 movies out of the last 20, these specific ones, and they don't get all the context. I think you're going to run into some of that with the Mandalorian and Grogu because it's coming from 3 seasons of television to if they treat it like a next Star Wars movie, they're in trouble. If they treat it like the next Downton Abbey special that's coming to theaters before it comes to streaming, they might be okay.
Yeah, the only reason why I think it might be okay is because they pretty much ended the last season with. They could have ended the show right there. There's nothing that should necessarily carry over into like, oh, we have to solve this in the movie type thing. So they can start from scratch almost with the story and a protagonist and an issue and whatever. They don't. It's not like. I mean, guess you could say there's what is the blade that's out there, whatever
the dark saber.
the dark saber.
Like, why does this dude in this helmet go around with this little baby green guy?
Right. Yeah.
It's the name of the movie. Well, why are they together? This is a weird dynamic.
Mm.
It sucks Carl Weathers isn't here for it either. Dude, if Disney has, there ain't a man in their family if they don't get Gina Carano in this movie. There ain't a man in their family if they don't get Gina back for this movie. Bro, that's how, like, there's already like a huge divide in the Star Wars fandom. Like, I'd say that Disney lost at least 70% of the Star Wars fandom. The built-in audience, the guaranteed, it's not at least 70%. That's on the safe side. But if you want to get at least, I would say you can get 10, 20% of those people just to come buy a ticket out of spite, to spite the company they're buying the ticket from. Like, just to show you, Disney, I'm going to give you money. And they'd buy a ticket just because Gina's back in it.
Yeah, I would be very surprised because they finished filming it long before they did long before they came to their agreement.
This is done filming already?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, I hadn't seen it. Like, they have good sets then, like closed sets and everything, unless it's all just done on the volume, just all indoors with CG.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, as soon as any of these movies that like to film on location outside, it's just same day. It's online, like the Clayface stuff, the Superman stuff. Interesting. Maybe they get Cara Dune in the after credit or something. I don't know.
There you go.
I think it'd be a show of goodwill.
Yeah.
Be nice for everyone to get along again. Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2. This past Thursday at 9 o'clock. Thursday at 9 o'clock, there's only one place to be. And that's in front of your television, laptop, telephone, whatever. Firing up HBO and diving into the DC universe and spending some time with the 11th Street kids. The merry band of misfits that are running around Evergreen trying to just live a life, already getting into some shenanigans. And the second episode was really just the homecoming episode. All the characters that we came to know and love across the board in season 1 are all kind of in different places when season 2 starts. Peacemaker's just trying to live his life, doesn't know what that means. Adebayo, Waller's daughter, is trying to find her next step now that she let go of confidential secrets to the press about the Black Ops mission that her mom was running. She's pretty much unhireable. So she's out to try to, very in a positive way, out to try to figure out her next step. John Economist is still working for Argus, and he's been tasked with monitoring Peacemaker. Harcourt is out there just drinking away her sorrows, unemployed. The whole team is just fractured and separate, but in this episode, they're all reuniting to celebrate John Economist. So you get them all back in the same place.
Right. We get before that we get Vigilante and we get a nice attack scene from Eagly.
Oh, massive attack scene.
Yeah. We learn the phrase ginger cool.
Ginger cool and bird blindness is a real thing.
That's right.
Tim Meadows gets introduced in this episode. A couple major things. They a little bit of exposition. They confirm that Rick Flag Sr. is in fact the director of Argus, and his first mission once he got that position was to pull the sealed file for the Corto Maltese incident, which is the Suicide Squad film where Project Starfish ultimately, he knew that Peacemaker killed his son, but he wants the file to confirm it in every little detail. And it's pretty intense because it's John Economist that he has go and pull it for him. And it shows us why he's so hard up and the resources he's using to go after Peacemaker. He can't just go take him out. He's watching for him to slip up in any way. And they're using the interdimensional folding doorway that he has in his dad's closet as kind of their entry point in. So he sends extra eyes to go sit with Economist to watch and monitor him because he doesn't trust Economist because they're old friends. The extra hands, the extra eyes is none other than Tim Meadows playing Agent Flurry, who is probably the biggest character we've seen on the show so far.
Mm-hmm.
He's inappropriate, he's hilarious, and he suffers from bird blindness.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of of the ladies' man if he had an edge to him.
And a fish sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, it's
And
a
the whole
lady.
bird blindness thing reminded me of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. In
Yeah.
that he was a co-star next to John C. Riley, who suffered from nose blindness.
Mhm.
Couldn't smell nothing. He was nose blind. But yeah, it was pretty funny. They were monitoring the house, and Eagly comes out, and Tim Meadows makes a comment like, is that a duck? And he kind of looks at him like he's crazy. Like, you don't recognize a bald eagle, the American bird, the national bird? He goes, I have bird blindness. And this comes back as a joke reoccurring through the show, which is hilarious. But as soon as Peacemaker leaves to go to the whole homecoming party with him and the crew, the strike team moves in and goes to go sweep the house. They wanted to go investigate the anomaly coming out of it, which we know is the folding interdimensional closet storage facility place. But they're in there looking around an Eagly's home. And this episode, the sole purpose was to bring the crew back together, which it did. But they didn't make it boring in a sense that we do nothing. It also uses it to elevate Eagly. Not only is he Peacemaker's best friend, confirmed, he's a formidable character in the show, much like Rocket Raccoon or Crypto or other CG animals and James Gunn stuff. He serves an actual purpose. Eagly is a functioning character. And if you read like the companion comics, there's been 2 little miniseries, Peacemaker Tries Hard, and then the Peacemaker Eagly Vigilante Special. And then both of those, Eagly is a legit character that fights people and like listens to commands and stuff. And in this, we see him just go ham and take out this entire team, indoors, outdoors, ripping eyes out, flying away, thinking he's gone, and then next thing you know, he's just dive bombing you, and just it was intense.
Yeah. Before they all get together, Vigilante and Chris go back to the dimension to try to deal with his other self, who he killed and won't stay. He tries to put him in a place. This kid's rolling out, like after, and so they end up actually basically dismembering him and burning him.
In the little incinerator box that alien keeps popping up, that it brings us dead mice or whatever to incinerate. Peacemaker season 1 is way better than season 2. We only got a couple episodes to base it on. I will say they're kind of pacing out about the same. I rewatched season 1 this past week, and they're pacing out about the same. Like with the first episode having a nice little pizzazz to it, like same with this one with the whole fighting himself and killing himself, and then the second episode kind of just bringing people together. It's almost on the same formula. So I'm expecting some Rick Flag goodness in the next episode, to be honest with you.
We saw our first picture of Rick Flag Jr.
The Rick Flag.
Yes.
The Rick Flag. Joel Kinnaman, the Rick Flag. I know James Gunn thought he was going to get one over on all of us by casting Frank Grillo, phenomenal, pretty badass actor as well, to be Rick Flag Sr. Rick Flag Sr. is not Rick Flag. He's Rick Flag Sr. Not what all Rick Flags are not equal. Rick Flag is the one that we need back. Raise the flag. But it looks like we're going to get him back this season. He's confirmed to be back, and they haven't confirmed anything if it's just flashbacks, if it's this or that, but we're dealing with an alternate Earth.
Right.
And there's been some speculation that even he could possibly be dating Harcourt on this other Earth. And how crazy would that be? There's a couple ways they could take it. Maybe we get something cool in this season where Peacemaker ends up teaming up with Rick Flag to fight off something in the finale. Or what if they have to, what if he gets over here to try to find Harcourt, only to find out that she's dating Rick Flag on this Earth, and he ends up killing this one too? Like, that would be awful.
What if Chris finds out that in the universe with his dad and his brother, they're actually plotting something evil as well?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying on Saturday, talking to I think I was talking to Heroes for Hire. I think I was talking to Matt. I was talking to Izzy. I could picture, like, on this new Earth, like right now we think, oh, they're good guys over here. How cool is that? What if they only have the public fooled into thinking they're good guys? Or what if they're just feared?
Mm-hmm.
And people praise him out of fear. He gets over here thinking it's all rainbows and sunshine, and turns out they're the same psychopaths over here that they were on his Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of them. and he was one of the psychopaths with him. All I know is I want Rick Flag back. That's all I know, dude. That is it. James Gunn announced that the finale of this is strong.
Yeah, you want Dr. Manhattan to bring Rick Flag back.
Yes, yes. In a perfect world, it's literally just a buddy cop film with just Dr. Manhattan with the black trunks on, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can't be hanging dong everywhere. Right. Dr. Manhattan and Rick Flag, 3 hours and 47-minute runtime. They're underwater for half of it. I'm good.
Yep.
Perfect film. They're in the desert for the other half. Half Dune, half Avatar, starring Rick Flag and Dr. Manhattan. It's been great so far. Doesn't hit the same without the original intro music. 1000% agree. That's tough. The Wigwam Taste It soundtrack was just so fitting. The second episode, I already found myself bobbing my head to it. I do not skip the intro still. I'm hoping that it catches on like it did in the season 1, especially as it goes and we see more of what it folds out with this season. I picked up the first issue, got the John Jang cover for it, then dipped. I don't read a lot of Marvel anymore. I read Hulk, and if they got a Ghost Rider or Punisher book out, I'll try those out. But Hulk and Ghost Rider is about all that I'll pull just to make sure I keep the run going. That's it. Marvel just ain't hitting right now. Chris trying to get the body to stay under the cabinet reminded me of Peter Griffin and the dead frog. Oh, the one with the stick, trying to pick it up. It kept falling off the stick. Yeah. Come here to tell you all about all the Tron variant covers coming to Marvel end of September. Yep. I've seen them, and they all look like trash except for the Captain America one. Like, people want to joke on Frank Miller. This cover right here looks 1,000 times better than at least 80% of those Tron variants, which, you know me, Durs, I'm a big time Tron guy. That was sad to see that they look so poorly done. That Captain America one looks great, though. We were looking at the steelbooks for the Tron release that they're coming up at the beginning of the show. Earth 2 is Nazi Earth. No black folks anywhere in any of the pictures or anything. Good observation, because there is what is it, Earth X?
Yeah, that's the Earth X is the Nazi one, I think, in the DC universe, I think.
Yeah. What if they're on Earth X?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything outside of like their house, you know. But that wouldn't be off brand for his dad. That's a good little speculation there. It's a good theory. Dude, what if they're on Earth X? I can't help you there, buddy.
Look at this.
Hey, Finn.
Dragon. Hi. I just found how to train a dragon on my Nintendo.
Nice.
I just got you a game this week. I'm not buying you no Minecraft box.
What do you mean this week?
You got it sitting right there. Yeah. No. What is going on, Rich? Yo, hello. Captain Adam could do it. Captain Adam could do it. But yeah, dude, 6 and 80 says are the biggest surprises in the episodes. Steve AG, however you say his name, who plays John Economist, says that the final 3 episodes are like a season unto themselves. They're so large in scale. James said that he wouldn't show his publicist the final 3. They're super scared of any spoilers getting out because of the level of pizzazz.
Mm-hmm.
But I just... Man, I hope that all they're talking about is Rick Flag. I hope that's the big surprise. Like, and we, at this point, we know Rick is coming. Just in what way is he coming? Yeah. What's the way? Aliens on some weird, wild stuff, though. Just finished that episode. Another banger. Yeah, we talked about that right before Peacemaker. It was weird, wild, and it was solid, too. While you mentioned that, Durs, I think Timothy Oliphant, the white-haired synthetic, I think he's actually a Wayland synth. Just throwing that out there. The 1 in 50 for the Frank Miller, though. Yeah, no. If you're sleeping on Twisted Metal Season 2, close adaptation of a franchise since Fallout. Yeah, we were talking, me and Dersey were talking about Axel. He looks cool. Hey, Finn. Bye, Finn. Do you watch Twisted Metal on the cock?
I do not.
No. I just can't.
I haven't seen it on the television either.
Servers. Huh?
I haven't seen it on the television either.
Yeah. Who's your big speculation for the characters to show up
in Peacemaker? I would not be surprised if Superman shows up again at some point. The actual, if we could see another shot of him.
Yeah, then that's my fear too. Like that wouldn't surprise me at all. I just think that'd be the easiest and probably the most boring character to show up.
Mm.
I think Peacemaker showing up in the Superman movie for a comedy drop, that fits. That makes sense. I don't think Superman needs to show his face in this show. Because Superman, that was like a family movie.
Mm-hmm.
This show is so far from that. And I think it's really important if they're going to do these very dynamic, audience restricted, different installments in the DCU to keep that kind of stuff very carefully separated, if that makes sense. Because if Superman, I'm going to have to show Finn this entire series.
Yeah, I also don't think that we've seen the last of the Justice Gang, and I wouldn't be surprised if Peacemaker ends up in the Justice Gang.
Jeez. Ugh. Well, now I'm getting nervous. I don't know. I think you Roy Batty's test tube brother. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Roy Batty's test tube brother. Did you see the little interview that David, what's his name? David David Denham? The actor who plays Keith. The adult actor who plays his brother.
Okay. Yeah, the guy from The Office.
Yeah. Dude, he's such a nice guy. He did this interview talking about how James Gunn and Peter Safran added 5-10 years onto his life, and he's like super thankful for this role because he had been in like the worst shape of his life. He had just come off of some surgery, so he'd been stagnant for a while. And Peter called him and told him about this role, and it was on April 1st, and he thought it was a joke at first. And when he found out it was real, they talked to him for a while, and they said, like, just so you know, it's going to be a little bit of physical taxing. You got to get in some shape. You know, they weren't judging the shape he was in. They're just saying the role requires you being pretty fit. So he lost 50 pounds and took the role. And he said he's in like the best shape of his life. He didn't imagine being in that age, in that shape. So it's guaranteed added some years to the back end of his life. Homelander would be a better fit for a cameo. Yeah. Referring to Oliphant's character. Okay. But yeah, some cool stuff. I'm very excited for episode 3. At this point in episode 3, I think that it makes me think that a lot of the stuff that we've seen in that, you know, do you remember the trailer, not the teaser, but the full-length trailer that we saw with him like riding around on the motorcycle with Harcourt on the back, and you had that one shot of his brother in the red suit, like the full-on Captain Triumph suit, like fighting a helicopter. I think a lot of that is going to be from episode 3. I think that trailer that we got was formulated from the first 3 episodes. And I don't think we've seen many clips of anything beyond that. So I'm expecting to have a pretty balls to the wall episode 3. Just kind of in the story structure. I think James is doing a very familiar execution with this. I think episode 3 is going to go pretty hard. But I'm ready to see Rick Flag. They don't need to make us wait. Put him in the show early. Keep him in the show. Let him be one of the main characters through it. Just make it happen. You want to get into some books, man?
Sure.
It's been an exceptional week. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, that was good. Dude, there's a lot. I'm trying to section them out. All right. What are we going to be talking about on the DC Comics Deep Dive tomorrow?
We will be talking about Absolute Wonder Woman number 11. We will be talking about Absolute Martian Manhunter number 6.
Final issue, thank God.
Before it goes on its little hiatus. And one of the books of the week, Superman number 29.
That's probably my read of the week.
Yeah.
Like looking at everything. There's some good books this week, but I think, yeah, that was definitely my read of the week. Yo, this was crazy. Like, whether you read Superman regularly or not, go back and get issue 28, 29, and 30. It's a 3-issue story arc called The Legion of Darkseid. The Legion of Doom, or the Legion of Superheroes from the Absolute world are in the main world. This is setting up the big event that's coming, DC King Omega, coming this fall, where all of our heroes are having to finally address and confront Darkseid, who they presume dead for like a year now. Superboy Prime is back. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Superboy Prime is there, and he's amazing. The villain we all deserve.
Right.
The hero we might not know we needed. We'll see.
And you posted this to your Instagram, but in case you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
On the inside of the DC Comics from the last week, maybe even the last 2 weeks, there is a QR code that you can scan, and you can get in 4K. You can get 7 different movies. Not only in the 6, but Superman, you get both the regular one and you get the Legion cut, which is 3 hours long. Then you can get the regular Superman 2 and the Downer cut Superman 2. You get Superman 3, Superman 4, and then you get the Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, all in 4K. So,
I've watched that Christopher Reeve story 3 times now, and I cry like a baby every single time. And not just because it's sad. It's just like it's such a damn good movie. And if y'all want to redeem that, it is an insane deal. You can go over to my Instagram. I made sure to take a clean picture of the QR code, and I posted it on my Instagram page. So you can go over there and get that QR code to get that special offer if you didn't pick up any floppy copies to get your special offer. Paul pointed, I'd seen it, and I didn't really think twice of it. And Paul messaged me, and then I'm looking at my Superman 4K Steelbook box set I got in recently, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to redeem this $10 major set so I don't have to deface this nice Steelbook collection I have. So it stays complete, and all the digital codes say good in it, and all the digital copies are in my phone. But yeah, don't let the comic shop know that DC is advertising their own products in the comics again.
But they're not advertising the place to go get other comics. So, but I get what you're saying, Flo. But the other thing is too, if they haven't released the Superman one, the Christopher Reeve story yet on physical media.
Mm-mm.
So even that, if you just want that to be able to watch
$10,
$10, that's more than you would pay regularly probably for.
Yeah, and it comes with a countless.
And I think you can get, like, if you don't want 4K, if you just want the regular, you can get it for like $5. I believe you get all six of them.
Get the 4K.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the 4K. It's 2025. Get the 8K. Ask for 16K. Ask for all the Ks. Yeah, good stuff. The DVH, at least you're reading it, my man. At least you're reading it. I wonder if you can, like, when one of those milk bone codes go out. Well, it's the same code for all of them. Sorry, that wouldn't work. Just keep putting that code in over and over.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that Time Trapper went and fetched Superman, took him over to Earth Prime, linked him up with Superboy Prime, who's been pocketed away over there, and sending them on a team mission to go address the Legion of Darkseid. It goes the way it goes. The Legion of Darkseid is savage.
Yeah, and then Time Trapper jumps from Superman over to Justice League Unlimited.
Straight to Justice League Unlimited. Issue number 10.
Exactly.
He shows up over here having left Superman because he's trying to go get up the other characters and get them rolling, but he doesn't make it there unscathed. In his journey, he takes one to the chest and he shows up dying. And our characters try to get close to him to heal him. And Flash gets close to him. Time Trapper, the entity that is from the farthest end of time, as soon as Flash gets near him, he starts aging instantly and backs up and he gets his youth back. So they're having to figure out how to even work on and help him. And there's only one person that they knew that can do this. And they call in Dr. Magnet, right? Dr. Magnus for help? No, Niles. They called Niles.
Niles called her, yeah.
It's like, what are we going to do? And I was like, I know just the guy. So Metamorpho shows up. The Elemental Man himself is because, you know, the half-life on some of those elements really take a long time. So he's able to save the life of Time Trapper. And they're also having to, they're becoming a little bit more aware of the impending doom of the universe. This entire King Omega Darkseid thing is really starting to flush out. They're really starting to build out the entire continuity around it. And we start bouncing over across the world. This was another big thing. What country was it? In Markovia. And we find out we experience it in Markovia. We're told it's happening in other places, but hellfire pits, apocalyptic hellfire pits are popping up on Earth. Geoforce was trying to address one, and he had some help show up in the form of Power Girl, Captain Atom, and I forget this dude's name. He first popped up in, which one was it? Dark Crisis? This werewolf dude with the chains. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Werewolf firehead with the chains. They didn't really spotlight
Oh.
him, but he first showed up in Dark Crisis as a background character. Like that South American kid who can turn into this. I want to know more about this thing. I don't even think they give us his name in here. Cadejos?
Yeah,
Cadejos. Hellfire super strength, always floss. Non-demon, red tornado sent us. Yeah, he kind of gives out that one dialogue. But that's cool that we see him again because it's been a while that they didn't just do a throwaway character. I do want to say, looks like we're getting the Drown Viper in the next issue of Justice League of America versus the Monsterverse. Excited for that. But yeah, so Earth is turning into apocalypse, and when they're going down into this hellfire pit to try to go shut it down, they can't find a bottom, but they start to get there, and then a giant hand comes out, and it kind of cuts us off there. Is it Darkseid's hand? I think it is, because we saw that tease in the last issue of Superman where the ground opens up and he kind of fetches Saturn Girl. A lot of things are shaking right now in the DC universe. They're really properly building up to this event. At this point, I'm ready for the event. I'm excited for the event. I know a lot of people are like, oh, no, an event. I'm evented out. DC hasn't done a big event in a while. It's been almost a year. They skipped last summer altogether. I buy the physical too, but that gets stuck in a stack for ages. Yeah, I didn't like Dark Crisis or love Snyder's Metal event, so I'm not too excited about KO, but love everything DC right now. Dude, I think you might like, because as much as DC as you've been reading, because you've been reading a good bit, right? Like, how much were you reading when Metal came out? How much were you reading when Death Metal came out? If you weren't reading at all, it wasn't for you. And Snyder made no apologies about what he was doing with Metal. He just went for it. But if you're keeping up with the primary titles of DC, I think this event is going to land. I think this event's going to land a lot. Dark Crisis, I think it landed as strong as it could. Continuity was not as strong as it is right now back then. They weren't really building up to it. They kind of just gave us Dark Crisis. But from the moment Dark Crisis ended, they started working toward absolute power. It might not have been everyone's favorite story, but it was a justified event. It wasn't out of left field. And this DCKO is not out of left field at all either. I like that they're building to it properly. That's what you're supposed to do. These stories lead somewhere. It's not just we interrupt your regular scheduled program to make you buy 57 tie-ins.
Right. And I mean, even like the DCKO, that's not going to be end of it because that's just trying to get someone that's going to be powerful enough to go up against Darkseid. So we still have the battle against Darkseid still to come.
Wouldn't that just be the finale of the KO event, you think?
I don't know. I think we're gonna find out. I think exactly who the. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Superman, but
what if it's Superboy Prime?
Could be.
I want it to be the Spectre because why not?
I don't know that the Spectre was one of. They actually listed who the 32 people were that were in the battle.
He's about to pull it up. I just want it to be the Spectre because how all this started,
Yeah.
With the
we don't know where the Spectre is. Jeff Lemire just announced that after the JSA year 1, he's doing a 4-issue arc within JSA that's called The Search for the Spectre.
Yeah, is that main continuity or is it like back in the day continuity?
I don't know. Yeah, they are.
The Power Girl, Superman, Lex, Damian, Batman, Red Hood, Batwoman, Plastic Man, Aquaman, Harley, Lobo, Swamp Thing, Firestorm, Wonder Woman, Metamorpho, King Shark, Hawkman, Etrigan, Starro, Zatanna, Vixen, Star Sapphire, Connor, Jay Garrett, Cheetah, Cyborg, Barda. Look how big Barda is, taking up the whole square. Captain Atom, Giganta, Guy Gardner, and Black Lightning. That's all of them? That's a solid lineup.
That's the 32, yeah.
That's a solid lineup. Honestly, looking at this, I mean, is this a battle royale? Like, I don't see any magic players other than Zatanna.
Etrigan.
Oh, yeah, well, kind of. Magically powered. He doesn't really cast spells or nothing. I mean, who do you like? Who do you think's got the edge on that board? Superman is Superman, but putting him on the side for a second. You have someone like
Metamorpho. One of the reasons why, I mean, Superman seems too obvious, but one of the reasons why I said Superman is because Joshua Williamson said that KO is a Superman story.
Yeah, okay. So give us Superboy then. I mean, Metamorpho can take out Superman if you wanted to do something cheeky. Because I think being too obvious is something they won't do. They'll find a way to get him there, but there's someone here that are just, why are they here?
It'll end up being Hawk. Because the name got released too early.
We're doing this again, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what is it? He'd be the Lord of Chaos or Lord of Order avatars.
Well, he was Armageddon 2001. He was the
he was in the 0 Hour even.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Captain Atom, and it got leaked, so they made it Hawk instead.
Yeah, what was his little dual identity character when he went full on villain? God dang. Extant, yeah. It was tough.
Yeah.
I will say the plot of this is suspiciously like Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Yeah, there's your character select screen. I just immediately thought Contest of Champions from the 80s. Secret Wars. I mean, they did the same thing for the King Shark special. They did that mini series where there's the fighting championship that they were holding underwater to be the new avatar of the Red. And that was such a terrible story. I don't like Tim Seeley's writing.
They did a whole contest on I can't think of the island's name with Damian Wayne in
Lazarus Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, fighting competitions aren't rare. That was in the Robin series, man. Lazarus Planet. That was a cool event. Remember how they dangled Electric Blue Superman over our heads, and they still only let him pop Electric Blue 3 or 4 times since then. He just did it in the Secret 6 miniseries, but he didn't do it and fight anyone. He just did it just to look tough and make everyone back down. Did you read that finale?
Yeah. Yep.
Wasn't a bad finale.
No.
Watching Dreamer punch Jay right in his stupid face made my day. Dreamer's like, I literally died. What more do you want from me? Like, exactly. This guy's so unreasonable. It's ridiculous. No, not a fan of Jay. They should just go ahead and let John and Dreamer be a thing. If you have to ship John Kent with somebody, just let him go with Dreamer. Like they've built up a good rapport now. All right. What else you got in your stack over there, Paul?
I actually have 2 more, but
2 more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I haven't read
6,
yet.
7, 8.
I haven't gotten to it yet. But
you haven't read that?
I have read this.
Hey, that's the other connecting cover.
It is.
You have the other one with you?
I do not.
Me neither. Do I? No. Super cool issue. What say you? Our primary heroes are beyond the source wall. Something was calling to them ever since the emotional spectrum has been Fritz. The Starbreakers fired up their central battery before our good guys did, draining the emotional spectrum from the entire universe, empowering the Starbreakers with cosmic level abilities where they were eating the emotions of not just people, but entire planets, the whole population. So what was calling to them from beyond the source wall? The actual avatars of the emotional spectrum. So that's where our heroes go. And that's where this issue starts.
Yeah, it's cool to see all of the entities again.
Even though they're all terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not all of them.
I don't know. They couldn't trust none of them. That threw me off how all of them were kind of being deceptive, like wanting to just use the humans. And Hal's like, no. I'm going to put a muzzle on y'all, and we're going to do this symbiotically. Y'all are going to use us. We're going to use y'all, but we're going our separate ways when this is over. Oh yeah, caveat: we're going to ride y'all like Shetland ponies while we do it.
Yeah, we get Kyle getting another White Lantern moment.
Yeah. It takes it out of him, though.
And everybody. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But it's pretty cool. It turns into like a giant kaiju fight almost. They're riding the entities or fighting these starbreakers with these cosmic level powers. And they figure out along the way, we have to separate them from their ring. And a couple of lanterns are happy to do it. They just start lobbing hands off.
Yeah, exactly.
And those starbreakers that are missing some digits, they take off racing home and they allow them to leave so they can follow them. They're taking the fight to the starbreakers. I think the starbreakers are going to be ready for him. But this was part 3 of the Starbreaker Supremacy. I'm not sure how many issues are going to be in this story arc, but it's got to be wrapping up soon.
6 issues, which is why when he says, I think it's time to finish it, we're only halfway there.
Oh, yeah. It was a good issue, though. This big storytelling happening. Jeremy Adams is crushing it. I like that we're getting plenty of different ring slingers. I like that they're reestablishing a lot of things, and they're not really ignoring any of the lore. They're making sure they kind of dab in a little bit. Bringing characters from the animated series in is awesome. Jade Stone being there is awesome. Just good stuff. Let's see. The Miller World was firing on all cylinders this week. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, issue number 4 of the most recent volume of Huck, Big Bad World, is out. This whole run has been about you read Huck volume 1, haven't you?
Yep.
Like, like they don't really know where they come from, why they have these abilities. Huck has the ability to find pretty much anything. His mom has the ability of influence. This gentleman tracks them down, not with any abilities, but he tracks them down because he's heard of their abilities. And in this book, you're kind of going issue by issue with Huck and his mom going with this guy because he's ultimately looking for this woman that saved his life many years ago that was attached to whatever it is, whether it was an experiment, an accident. They don't know. They don't have those answers, but she had abilities, he thought, and they're going through trying to find her. And he has this trunk full of trinkets and stuff that he hopes can help find her. And he knows that if Huck touches something that someone else has touched, that's how he's able to find him. But in testing all these trinkets, they're just finding other people along the way that have these abilities, and they're helping all these individuals out. They finally find her in this one, and she's taking care of her grandson whose emotions affects nature. If he cries, it can cause an earthquake. So they're out in the sticks, and ultimately go out there. He finds her. He stays with her. It's a happy ending, you think. Huck and his mom go back to town where Huck goes to give his fairly wells to the girl he was dating at the beginning who kind of left him for an old boyfriend. Some stuff kind of goes south with that, and the mom goes to confront the boyfriend, and everything goes fine. But when she walks out of the building, the shadow agency that's kind of been monitoring him out of left field, it was all a ruse to draw her out and to draw Huck out, and they popped her head like a zit with a sniper rifle out of left field, and that's how the issue leaves you. Huck doesn't even know his mom just got her head blown off. It was super sad.
Wow.
It was super sad. It was such a happy, heartfelt issue. And then in the last 3 pages, it turns to them talking and the guy with the sniper rifle coming out. You're like, no, you're not. You're not about to do this. No. And you turn the page and it's just spray. You're like, oh my God. Like, what a turn. What a turn. The baddest man in the business is back in Nemesis Forever, issue number 1. This is the final volume of Nemesis. I mean, that's what it's solicited as. If it'll stay that way, who knows? Final volume of Nemesis called Nemesis Forever. And dude, he's back and he's doing what he's done. So like since he's come back with Nemesis Reloaded, you kind of get his origin story, you get big game, you get his recovery, and you get him going out and taking out all the rich elites. So one thing he hasn't done is just straight terrorize the city for the sake of doing it. In this one, he has all of his resources over these volumes. He's amassed his money again, his health again, his secret empire. And now he's going to take on the world for the love of the game. And he's a menace, an absolute menace. He's unstoppable. He's diabolical. He's savage. Matteo Scalera is doing the art, and it works perfectly for it. Such a good book. And you know what's crazy, dude? Is Huck is one of the most wholesome characters in all of comic book history. And that's what makes him such a lovable character. It is a big bad world. The book is properly named. He is the best of all of us and one individual, and the world around him is cruel. I highly recommend checking it out. It's a 5-issue miniseries, and then the second one I believe will be 5 issues as well. But he's one of like the most wholesome comic book characters ever created. But it was such a like a pin drop moment Like if this was something that would have been, if this was a movie, when that moment happened, like the theater would have been silent. Like, you know what I mean? Like no one would have made a noise. What's going on, J-Med? So far, so tired. But I hope you're having a great holiday weekend as well. What else you got, Paul?
I only have one more that I have read.
Hey! Issue number 17 of Geiger. My favorite number. Look at that beautiful Gary Frank cover. Mm-hmm. A lot happens in this issue. You notice he's holding a toy of Junkyard Joe?
Yes.
Super cool stuff.
This answers the question of what is Geiger like without his radioactive.
He's done it. He's depowered.
Yeah.
After the events of 2 issues ago with the fight with Ash Arden setting off the nuclear bomb and him and her both drawing in all the radiation to try to save as many people as possible, he's been very unstable. They left that stronghold. They're traveling. It's him, Nate the Knight, the Dr. Molotov. They've got Zigzag with him. They got Junkyard Joe with him, who's not activated. They're trying to repair. And they have, who's the other one? Yeah, Zigzag. Oh, Barney. How did I forget Barney? But in the last issue, Geiger got into a fight, and he was doing the whole thing where he can't contain the energy, and he exploded out. And he just looked like one of those nuclear bomb Ash people at the end of it. He was presumed dead. And this one, we find out the explosion blew him away. It was just a shadow of himself. He lands elsewhere. He gets scooped up, assuming that he's one of Blackbeard's men, and taken to a nearby prison where there's this whole mythos, this whole legend by the locals there that one of the prisoners had broke out, and there was a whole revolt after the Unknown War kicked off, and one of the inmates became the warden. And there's this whole I bet it's a self-inflicted idea that there's treasure somewhere in here, and we're not leaving till we find it. And Tariq gets brought in, and he's questioned like he knows something. He's like, I don't know anything. Let me out of here. I'll kill you. They knock him out, throw him in a cell. And he wakes up and he goes to take his rods out, and they're not there. And he realizes, dude, I have no powers. So he's a prisoner in here with no powers. We don't know what's going on with him. And his cellmate wants to kill him because his cellmate even thinks you got to know where the treasure is.
Yeah, good stuff.
There's one other little twist.
Yeah.
While Nate the Knight was asleep, Zigzag grew to enormous size overnight.
Yep.
So Zigzag went from being a three-eyed pony zebra to a giant Clydesdale zebra.
Yeah, exactly. Still with 3 eyes, but
we don't know how big he actually is. There was no human beings on that last page splash for size comparison at all.
Right.
But I assume he's a Clydesdale.
Yeah, you would think so. Could be a Trojan horse. Maybe he's that.
Could be a Trojan horse. No telling how many people are inside of them now. Right. I do have Hulk 28 that I didn't get around to reading yet. I'm excited for Herculoids number 7 that I haven't got around to reading yet. Dune Edge of Chris Knife, which I'm not going to read yet. So with the Dune stuff, I'll wait till they all come out to read. But I've gotten all the Dune comics since Boom's done them now. And Hornsby and Halo number 9, which I didn't read yet because I really don't want to. Because right now I'm pretty much picking this up just to support the brand, I guess. It sucks.
Mentioned Hulk. Just as a reminder, this coming week is Philip K. Johnson's return to the Superman Book of L.
That's this week?
Yeah.
The Book of L?
Yep.
Dude, that's going to be great. Well, I've got more books that I have read, Paul. And I bet you might have read some of these too. Because I don't think this was from this week. Did you get Gotham by Gaslight? What's it called? League for Justice?
League
Bro,
for
this was Wild Wild West with superheroes. You have Lex and the giant locomotive robot and everything looking for first off, the dynamic with the team is awesome. The whole mythos with Krypton like invading other countries because they lost their planet, and they are what caused the Martian genocide, and the Martian Manhunter hating Kryptonians, but Clark having no recollection of it. The fight against Lex was good. The whole thing was fun. Green Lantern's great. Lex looking for the kryptonite, getting shut down. This was great. I couldn't believe it was only issue 2. Like, where do we go from here?
I was waiting for a giant mechanical spider.
Yeah. Thanagarian snare spider. Void Rivals number 22. Dude, this is gearing up for a grand finale. This whole thing is just the battle that we've been waiting for since issue 1. The Zartonians and the Argonians are fighting each other. You have Primus fighting Zora, both of them having been touched by Zerta, having the power of the planet they're standing on. And then finally, all of them stop on the battlefield. Well, also Hot Rod and Springer are out there on the field fighting, but they all stop on the battlefield and they're freaking out. They're in pain. They're all ripping their helmets off, which from the series, they've never looked at each other. These two different alien races on the rings never looked at each other, but they all rip their helmet off, and that little what we perceive as a stone or a gem or a jewel on their foreheads are all lighting up and sparking. And the Transformers, Springer and Hot Rod, are looking at them like, yo, why do all these fools have energon ports on their head? That's weird. And that's kind of how it ends on us. So unity is happening. It's taking place. So we'll see what happens. I feel like issue 24 might be a big grand finale kind of timing and lining up with Transformers, which Void Rivals came out before Transformers, but now Transformers is ahead issue-wise. I think Void Rivals must have taken a small break along the way, but we know that Robert Kirkman, who's writing this, is taking over Transformers at number 25.
Right.
And so that means we have 2 issues of this till 2 issues of that. So 2 issues to get to 24 and 2 issues to get to Robert Kirkman and Transformers is lined up perfectly right now.
Dan Moore, who apparently will be drawing like 4 comics every month.
Dude, he can do it. I believe in him. I mentioned it earlier, but Peacemaker presents this double feature, Vigilante Eagly double feature. This was just dope. Mitch Gerards does the art for the Vigilante story. It's a classic mix-up kind of thing. Peacemaker's on vacation, so Vigilante can only assume when he calls him and he doesn't answer that he's been kidnapped by some gang operation of low-level supervillains in town that he needs to find and execute. So that's what he goes to do. It gets weird, it gets wild, it's zany, it's fun, it's illustrated masterfully, but Peacemaker comes back home in this issue and tries to cool things off and save some lives in the process and get Adrian out of there and make sure Adrian doesn't know he was just avoiding his phone call. In the Eagly one, it's the actual vacation he went on. His plane crashes because of the League of Assassins, and him and a group of survivors are trying to survive the attack from them, and it's just the final fight of that. Eagly's hardcore. And the last one after the week is Mr. Terrific Year 1, issue number 4. So it left us out on that little fight where he was getting beat up by, I forget the lady's name who owns his company right now, who he wants to get it back from. But her muscle showed up on the scene and started beating Michael up, figured out who he was. But she ultimately doesn't believe him because they already checked up on Michael and he didn't have nothing to do with anything. Batman comes to town to look for Michael Holt, not for Mr. Terrific, to try to address the corporate brouhaha that's going on with the poisoning of the water in the area from the experiments. So he gets a little help from Bruce Wayne and Michael Holt. He brings Michael into the Wayne Foundation to get behind a computer and be the person that he knows he can be. So he gets some of that motivation back, and not because he's Mr. Terrific saving the day, trying to do the superhero thing, but because he's not sitting in his house brooding on his losses anymore. He's back in the lab doing what he does best. And it was a good issue, and another solid issue. I've been loving every issue of this so far. Hey, you look awesome. Show Paul. No, I don't.
Hey, monkey.
Hi.
What?
This costume's too big, but I can dance in it.
Yeah. I heard you got to move it, right?
Do the dance. No, you can't say, just do your arms because it's got the long ones.
Hey,
How does it feel?
Nice.
I like to move it. I like to move it. He's a psycho. I have always loved the third smartest person in the world, and it was great seeing him in the movies with his T-spheres. Yes, it was. Dude, I like debating that too. Like, who's number 1 and 2?
I'm thinking I know Lex is going to be 1 or 2. And
yeah, I think even in recent comics we have to concede that Lex, because in the current run of Superman, they had to go kickstart Lex's memories, because for a while in the current run of Superman, Lex didn't have his memories from the accident and everything. It didn't last for too long, but it was Mr. Terrific that went to Superman's like, dude, we have to kickstart Lex's memories. I know Lex doesn't want him back because he lost some of his memory. He didn't lose his intellect. He can look at the news articles. He can look at the people around him. He knew what kind of person he was, and he didn't want to be that person. But they needed the information he had in his head. And not just that, they needed his skill to help them finish the machine to try to figure out the else world, the alpha world, the absolute world. So they had to restore his memories because they needed his intellect. Mr. Terrific did. So I think we have to concede Lex for sure.
Are they saying Bruce Wayne?
I don't think Bruce Wayne's smarter than Mr. Terrific. That's crazy.
I don't think so either, but
I mean, I think some people might want to say that, but I think that's man, that'd be I don't know. I mean, I go back to Strange Adventures, the 12-issue maxi series that Tom King did when Adam Strange had that person try to shoot him at the book fair, the book signing, and then that person gets murdered in the alley. They called the smartest man on the planet to investigate. And they're like, oh my God, Batman's coming. And Mr. Terrific showed up. Everyone assumed it was going to be Batman, but it was Mr. Terrific.
Daddy, do you have a big enough box I can fit?
I don't. Yeah, I wish I did, but I don't. Yeah, exactly. Who are the first and second smartest people in the world in comics? Great question. I'm going to try and find out. Yeah, I think Lex would have to be one, just in DC.
right.
In DC.
Yeah.
Batman's in the
Reed Richards
Batman's
would be in the. I think Reed Richards would be in the Marvel.
Yeah. I think Superman gets undersold. Superman's like a genius level intellect.
Right.
And like he's like smart on a cosmic level. I'd be curious. I know people think Batman's the world's greatest detective, but he's not. He's the second greatest detective. Because Bobo's the first.
Right.
Detective Chimp is the DC's greatest detective. Rightfully so, dude. The way that he broke down the Sovereign was chef's kiss. That was amazing, dude. But yeah, I'd be curious to know. I think Mr. Terrific is the second smartest man in the DC universe behind Lex Luthor. I think Lex Luthor has to be the first smartest, to be the heel for Superman.
Right.
But yeah. Now what are you rocking? All right. You got a new one, Paul.
What? Oh my gosh. What's going on? Gotta get in the picture.
Wait, if I pop my head in it,
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I heard it ripping. You can't do that.
Oh my gosh. Nice.
It's my Huggy Wuggy costume from last year.
What?
Halloween.
Yeah? Who are you going to be this year?
This year, my whole family's going to be Ghostbusters.
Are we?
What?
Not everybody, but everybody that lives in this house.
Yeah, as I said, are we? They better come with flip-flops and short version of the costume. It's hot. I think Sector and Legion are the two best.
Daddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Your animal is a bunny rabbit on a little speech that came from Japanese, and it says.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes you do need your own space. It is true.
Monkey, can
Tim, will you hand me that? Will you hand me that case, the video game case?
No, I said people. I suck your stuffing. I can suck your stuffing.
Well, that was the last comic I have, but I do want to show you this, Paul. I bought my first video game in over a decade.
What?
Finn.
Mm-hmm.
And it came in this week. Ordered it like 8 or 9 months ago. Like I was so unfamiliar with how you even get video games these days. But it was from a company called Limited Run Games. Apparently they do pre-orders and then they make that many copies of it.
Oh, okay.
But they had a deluxe edition version and it came in this.
Wow.
Which I don't need all this, I don't think. I just wanted all the mainly I just wanted this that was in there.
Nice.
The enamel pin.
Yeah.
It came with a what?
The soundtrack.
A CD soundtrack.
From what? From the Zane movie?
No, it's from the video game.
Oh, okay.
It's the soundtrack of the video game. Which now at the Kindle I do have a CD player because I like to keep music playing lightly in the background. I mean, I just have it on the radio because it just helps with the animals to have some kind of a ambient noise going. But it came with some art cards. And now I don't know what it says that they have a comic book artist doing the game. because the cutscenes in the game is like a comic book and it's flipping awesome. There's him and Diana and Devil.
Yeah.
And then it gives you like some of the combos or something, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super fun. Me and Finn been playing it. It's like an old school Super Nintendo game. Like if you look at it, it's kind of, I guess they're called side scrollers.
Yep.
Focus. So it's just like you walk left, right, up, and down. It's like an arcade game, you know.
So do you have like an infinite number of lives?
Nah, you have like 3 lives per level. You die 3 times and you just have to start at the beginning of the level again, which is fine. It's definitely fine, but it's super fun, man. But yeah, it was cool to have a video game show up. I'm like, hey, look at that! I play video games now. That's what I do.
I'm a cool dad.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. And it all goes in that little thing. But I thought
they gave you a pin instead of a ring?
Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an enamel pin, which is fine because I don't know if you've seen lately. Now I don't know how it came about, but I'm an enamel pin collector. I've been sharing them on social media. Like I have so like for the new Godzilla #1, they didn't do a comic book for the 1:25 ratio. They did an actual enamel pin. They did a 1:50 ratio comic, but for the actual 1:25 ratio, they did enamel pins. You know, I got like those Fantastic Four ones they did recently. I got a bunch of the CGC ones. So for some reason, I just amassed and just happened to have enamel pins. So that's a thing. But yeah, this was really fun. I think I'm going to look at getting the upcoming Terminator 2D Dark Future something game. There's a new side scroller for Terminator coming out. I think I might get that for Finn. Yeah. It's been a good time. Hey. I don't think they like that, buddy.
I know, Doug has been biting.
Oh, okay. Tell him, Abe.
Abe doesn't.
I picked up Static 1 and OMAC #1 for a great cheap price. No damage at all. I'm going to go read OMAC. I wish y'all good night. Yeah, with the woman in the box on the cover, just like the arm and leg sticking out. I got Static 1 in a 9.8. Did you see where James Gunn is trying to explore how to make Static work in the DCU? It's pretty simple. Just put him there.
Right, exactly.
There's nothing else to figure out. What?
Daddy, one day can you make me a wooden coffin that's sanded?
Ask Pop. He's right here watching.
Papa, can you make me a wooden coffin that's sanded inside so I can hop in and out?
We're waiting for his answer. Let's see. Can Pop make Monkey a wooden coffin that's sanded so she can hop in and out?
With a lid.
Yeah, with lid, but no locks.
He said maybe.
Why?
Ask him. You're talking to him.
Why did you say maybe?
Don't yell, baby. You're gonna hurt people's ears.
Why did you say maybe?
You love that
box.
She's just quiet because.
I love the connection between OMAC and Commandy.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Kirby did some rich, deep storytelling and connections and stuff. Oh, Pop is ignoring you now, Monk.
And Commandy and Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. He said maybe is better than no.
There you go.
She gave you the dead eyes. That's going to do it for tonight, man. Tomorrow's a busy day for me. Got a lot of animals. It's a holiday. So that means I'm having to pay everyone double time, meaning I have to get them in and out of there. Got to work fast. But I appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out. Be sure to come back next week when we'll be talking about episode 5 of Alien, episode 3 of Peacemaker, and we can all cross our fingers that Rick Flag will make his triumphant return to the DCU.
I'm walking back in with it.
Yeah, I got a video lined up for tomorrow. If you're a channel member with early access, you already have access to that video. And next Sunday will be the Legion Loot giveaway. So the channel member giveaway If you're in the Legion tier, your name goes on the wheel. There's a lot of people that call it membership giveaways. That's in the supporter tier. So go check out the perks that you get, and upgrade to the Legion tier if you want. Just make sure you do it by next week and get you in there. I just did a member only stream Thursday before Peacemaker, opening up a box of big time collectible books that they sent for giveaways and stuff. So I'm gonna pack some of those new books in there. He's hitting the elevator on y'all. Have an incredible Labor Day weekend. All right, guys. Hope everyone has a good one. And that's going to do it for tonight. Remember, we are Legion.
Bye-bye.
Only one of us has a parachute. Good luck.